back to my channel. It's LaPorchia here, and today I'm just going to talk to you about how to apply for graduate school. Yay! So before we get started talking about graduate school, I actually wanted to tell you a little about myself. So my name is LaPorchia, as you all know. Hey, welcome to my channel. I just want to tell you about my experience from undergrad to graduate school. So I am from Pine Bluff. That's Pine Bluff, Arkansas. I attended the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff, and I majored in fashion merchandising, and I graduated in 2011. After I graduated, I went directly into graduate school. I received my master's from Iowa State University in 2013, and recently in 2015, I completed my PhD also in apparel, merchandising, and design. So today I'm just going to talk about graduate school. So grab your pen and paper because it's about to go down today. So I'm very, very passionate about graduate school. So if you saw my previous video, I took a few of my students to Philadelphia University just to get them used to how the campus will be if they are interested in attending that university for a graduate school program. So I have some notes here, so get your pencils and papers ready so you can take notes, and hopefully this will help you if you are really, really interested in graduate school. I do know that graduate school isn't for everybody, and you don't have to go to graduate school to be successful. I do know that. So this is just only for those that are interested in attending graduate school and want to know the proper steps on how to go about applying for any type of graduate program. So I will be going over like some few common fears, some common mistakes, and being able to step outside of your comfort zone. So yeah, this is going to be pretty fun. I'm excited to talk about it, so let's go. So if I'm looking down, I'm looking at my notes. The most common mistakes that prospective graduate students make is failure to develop a relationship with your major professors that's on campus, because those are the ones who will write your recommendation letter. So it's truly and very important that you keep those building relationships among your instructors on your campus, because they are going to want to know what your professors are saying about you on your campus. You have to write an interest letter. So they are looking at everything that you're saying. They do not have a picture of you. Your writing essay has to be on point. So you have to make sure that you are writing in complete sentences. Your grammar is totally together, because they are actually trying to just figure out if you would actually fit right with their program. The next one is poorly defined career goals. So if you're not really sure what you want to do, for me with fashion, like I knew about my junior year that I wanted to go to graduate school, so it was important for me to figure out the proper steps on how to get there. I got involved with the Ronald McNair Scholars program, which actually helped you prepare for an advanced degree. So that really helped me a lot, just being involved with that on my campus. Failure to do research on a program. You want to make sure that whatever program that you're applying to, that the people that's in that department or professors are going to be someone that you actually want to work with, and that's going to have a similar background interest with your own particular research. You don't have to know off top what you want to do coming into a graduate program, because you would take classes regarding that to actually help you figure out what topic that you want to work on. And you have an opportunity to see a lot of different other professors that comes in like your intro class. Professors would come in and talk about their research and help do like some in-class activities so you can get used to what they're saying, or get used to their own like personality and research background. Next one is only applying to 1 or 2 schools. You do have to remember that you have a budget. Well, for me, I had a budget. I only applied to 4 schools, so I wanted to make sure that those schools were a great fit for me. And I didn't want it to just spend money, because you have to pay for your application fees, you have to pay for your GRE, which is going to be about $200. So applying to graduate school can be expensive, so you want to make sure you kind of have like a limit on what school you want to go to, because it's a possibility that you can get accepted to all of them, and then it's a possibility that you will not get accepted to them. So you have to make sure that whatever you send in and whatever you try to submit is on point, because they only want to accept you based off what they see from your paper. The next one is waiting to the last minute to begin your application process. So the application process does take time, so you don't want to wait till like your end of your senior year to figure out what you want to do or where you want to go. This is just me honestly speaking, but you don't want to wait that long, because you don't know if that program has rolling admission or not, and you don't want to miss out on any type of fellowships or assistantships, and I'll get to that later on. Not using your summer before your final year wisely to figure out what schools that you will be applying to. So it's important to start mapping everything out on what you really want to do. Spending little time preparing for the GRE. So the GRE is like your graduate record exam, and it pretty much focuses on your English, math, and then you have a writing component. So it's kind of like the ACT and the SAT to get into like undergrad college, but this is just the graduate version. And they have proper sites where you can go on there and do practice testing. Not carefully reading information and paying attention to details. So when you're applying to graduate school, some places want you to just apply to the university site, and everything else would just upload and they can send it directly to that program. Well, some schools want you to apply to the university, and you have to send like your resume, your interest letter, and also like a transcript to the actual department that you're interested in. So it's important that you read and understand where your information is going. Number 10 is not wanting to leave the safety of your home region or state. So this is what I was talking about, getting outside of your comfort zone. If you really want to grow in a field that you're passionate about, you have to step outside of your like boundaries. So you want to learn more. You don't want to just be focused on what you already know, because within whatever field that you are interested in, that field is continually growing. So you want to be an expert in whatever field that you are interested in. So you want to know what's going on. You want to know about the pop culture within that field. You want to know how you can be an asset to that department, or also to the actual field that you are thinking about going to graduate school for. So moving on to common fears. Fear of getting started in the process overall. So I know some people like to apply for things and you have to wait months and months later on if you got accepted or not. But you can just get over that. Just get over it and apply, because you never know what's going to be waiting for you. So don't be afraid to apply to programs. The next fear is not being able to afford graduate school. So for some programs, or many programs, they actually have fellowships for you. You can start looking for scholarships, and also you want to go to a school that's going to pay for you to come. Some people might say, oh, I don't want to go to a school that's going to, pay for me. Okay. Okay. I'm going. You want me to come? So let me get my information in, and you'll be seeing my name pop up in your email, because I'm definitely I'm definitely gonna be there. If you're gonna pay me to come to your university and learn amazing education, and that I'm not learning now, I think it's great. Sure, I'll be there. I'm going to apply. So don't be afraid of not being able to afford graduate school, because there's always a way. If you're really passionate and interested in going to graduate school, it's a way for you to go. Fear of leaving your undergraduate institution or graduating. So, some of you may be ready to just leave your university, and some of you may not, because you might be afraid. But again, going back to your comfort zone, you got to get out of that comfort zone if you really want to see your true self and be successful, because I think education is extremely sexy, and it's great to know more about your field. So you just can't get up in front of people and talk about things if you're not really sure if that's the proper research on what you're talking about. So I think it's great to leave your your undergrad university and starting like a new life for yourself and making yourself known. So don't be afraid to leave your university. Moving to a different environment. Okay, so coming from Arkansas, from my small town of Pine Bluff, and then going to Iowa, which is a predominantly white area, I was a little like out of my comfort zone a little bit, because I wasn't like really used to that type of environment, but I knew how to adjust really well, and I knew my purpose was to go there to get my education. Like, that was the main reason that I was going. I wanted to have a different type of diversity and cultural experience, so I wasn't afraid to leave to go to Iowa. Some people might say, Iowa? Really? Why are you going there? Ain't nothing there but corn. Okay, that's fine. I get used to that corn area. But Iowa wasn't bad at all. I do not regret my experience of going to Iowa State University. I learned so much. I experienced a lot, and I also gained a lot of great friends who's now out in the academic world as well, doing really great things. So I do not regret it at all. I do not regret it. Fearing of having to give up your life as an undergraduate. Yeah, you're gonna have to give up some sacrifices, because in graduate school there's no such thing of late work. Coming from undergraduate, I had to really adjust really fast, because they don't really care. I shouldn't really say that, but they don't really care if you are sick. They don't care if you are... They just don't care. If they say that if they say that work is done at 11:59, it has to be submitted by 11:59. So you really would have to learn how to be more disciplined on getting things done on time, and actually setting out the time to actually do your work, because you just didn't come to graduate school just to play. It's like a whole nother level, and everybody graduate school experience is not the same. I had an awesome graduate school experience. Some people didn't. So it's just all about what you make out of it. Because remember, this is your life and this is your journey. So why not give it your best in whatever that you're doing? The next fear is that you're not smart enough. So I kind of had like that feeling as if like, dang, they really know this stuff. Like, coming from undergrad, I didn't stop. I continued straight on, graduated, and started in August. I was in graduate school. So being able to switch from undergrad to graduate student was like kind of like a big change for me, because I wasn't really used to how the classroom settings was, and also like reading the tons of articles and being able to prepare a discussion and everything like that. So, and then you just have to really think about it. Your colleagues are really like your biggest cheerleaders, because they don't have a no degree yet. So therefore you all are on the same level, and I didn't feel as if I wasn't smart enough. I just have to figure out how to how to navigate things. I really had to figure out what I needed to do to get everything going. I don't know how to say it. Like, I just knew that I wasn't better than them and they wasn't better than me, because they didn't have a degree. I didn't have a degree, and we all working to get the same thing. So that was like my main thing. I wasn't intimidated by anyone, because why should I be? I mean, I am here to work hard for my degree just like you. So I didn't feel as if I should be intimidated by someone who's working for the same thing I'm doing. And I know my experience is my experience, and their experience is theirs. So I wasn't really trying to keep up with them, to feel as if I wasn't like good enough or smart enough. Like I'm not going to change who I am. I'm just going to be true. Okay. So the next common fear is not getting an offer. Like, it's totally okay. You can actually apply to another school. Like, if he doesn't get in the school that you were dreaming and hoping for, it's not the end of the world. You have applied to other universities, so wait for your next offer. So if you don't get in, it's okay. You can still apply to another school. Don't get discouraged about not getting in. It's going to be totally okay. So now I want to take the time to talk about getting ready. The process is not quick. It will take time, because you have to make sure you're using your summers before your final year of your senior year is up. And social media, I think you should start cleaning up your social media, because now a lot of schools are trying to see who you are and looking at the things that you are doing on social media. So it's important that you take the opportunity to clean up your presence on social media, because everybody, even if you're applying for jobs now, they're looking at what you're doing. Getting organized and getting used to reading and following directions. So I know, coming from undergrad, you just want to turn in stuff and hopefully you're getting an awesome grade. But in graduate school, it doesn't work like that. They're not going to accept anything. They're not going to accept anything that is not correct, like grammar wise. So if your first sentence is wrong and they don't understand what you're saying, be prepared to get an email back. Be prepared to get an email back, and they're not going to waste their time to actually read something that you really didn't give your best at. So graduate school is no joke, and it's not a game in graduate school. Again, make sure you consider your academic and co-curricular relationships, because they do look at your transcripts, they look at your resumes to see if you were actually involved in things. So get involved in your program. Be scholarly. Look up like some research activities that you are interested in. Submit work. Compete in competitions. There's nothing wrong with that. And that's especially for a fashion design student. You have to be outside of the box, to me. So within fashion, it's steady evolving, and there's steady like new things occurring within fashion. And then some of the fashion are still rotating back around, but you still need to know what you're talking about. And don't be afraid to step outside of your box. Again, research experiences on and off campus. Do presentations, also even posters. Do some research that you can put your information on posters, and just get yourself out there. It's all about branding yourself, and just to let the university know that you are the right student for their program. Also, the cost of the process, it's probably best that you have a planning timeline to actually figure out what school you want to go to, who you need to contact, and also if you need to take the GRE or not, and also your fees for your program fees. So, and that can get really costly. So you have to make sure every single thing is planned out. And that's why using your summers or even your winter breaks to figure out what are your next steps to get you prepared to apply for graduate school. Also, again, your final essays, you have to make sure that everything is in order. All right, so next we have identifying graduate programs. So remember earlier, I was just saying that it's important that you have a planning timeline. So it's important that you identify what type of program that you're interested in. If you're interested in a master's program, only look for programs that offer a master's degree. If you're looking for a PhD, also look for programs that has a PhD program. Look at the faculty research. Or major professor would actually be a perfect fit for you, because your major professors are the one that's going to be on your side to actually get you through the program. Whether or not a professor is accepting new students, so you have to make sure that you're doing the research as well before you actually start really applying and spending money for a department that's not really openly accepting students. Your required documents, of course, you would have to do your application. Any type of standard questions that's on that application, you would have to answer them. Your official transcripts and also unofficial transcripts. 3 letters of recommendations. So your recommendation letters need to be by someone who really has your back and is also going to give you really strong letters of recommendations, because that is a really key component as well of getting into a graduate school. Your standardized exam, which is your GRE. The GRE is about $200, so you have to make sure that the program that you're applying to actually requires you to take the GRE, because some programs you do not have to take it. Lastly is your required documents for admissions. Again, your essay is extremely important, and also you might have to do a research essay, so it's important that you read through your directions on what is appropriate for their program. And also having your departmental application complete, your resume. Also, if you're interested in like a fellowship or a scholarship, you might have to write an essay as well to actually get that. Also, to me, I think it's extremely important that you take the time out to just visit the school, because you want to know if the environment is for you, because this is your experience, this is your journey. You don't want to be somewhere where you feel uncomfortable or not welcome. So visiting the program and actually talking to the professors and even the current graduate students that's in their program is extremely important to you. So you will be excited and motivated to actually do the work. And that's all I have for you today. So if you have like any questions, further questions on applying for graduate school, leave them below, and I am more than happy to answer those questions for you, because I am pro graduate school. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Don't stop. Just go, just go, just go. The working world will always be there. So go to graduate school, and it's fun. It's really fun if you are doing something that you actually love. And for those of you that are working on like your PhD or thesis, just remember like you are the one to know your study best, and don't give up. Continue to do great things. Your research is yours, it's your baby, and treat it as such. And good luck, and I know that you can do it. So be you and truly confident in yourself. Have a good day.